Here we will learn to write the formulas given the covalent compounds. Here is the list of the common prefixes used in the formulas. They're like the geometrical shapes. For example, a pentagon, which has 5 sides, is also penta means 5. Or di, the prefix di stands for there being 2 of something. Or something like nana, meaning there's 9 of something. So these prefixes will be used in the names of the covalent compounds to show how many of each atom there is in the compound so that we can write the formula. So the first one we will write the formula for is diarsenic pentafluoride. So diarsenic has arsenic has when you look at the periodic table, arsenic has AR for its chemical symbol and fluoride is F. And then if you look at the di in front of the arsenic, that means 2. If you look at this chart here, di means 2. So you put a 2 for a suffix, and penta, if you look here, has 5. So you write a 5 next to F for fluorine. And the 2 and the 5 are both suffixes that show how many of each atom there is. So in this formula, there are 2 arsenic atoms and 5 fluorine atoms. And here you see that fluorine, it doesn't say fluorine, but it ends with ide, so it says fluoride. And that's when you write a chemical compound name, you have to end the second element in ide. So oxygen would be oxide, hydrogen would be hydroxide, fluorine would be fluoride. So let's look at another example. This will be carbon tetrafluoride. Carbon has a chemical symbol of C, and carbon there's no prefix in front of the carbon, so it means that there's 1. If you look at the chart, 1 is mono, but it doesn't say monocarbon, and that's because the prefix, when there's 1 element, the mono isn't used, so it's not monocarbon, but it's just carbon, and you'll just know that there's 1 element for there. So carbon is just C. And even for the suffix, you won't put a 1 next to the carbon, but you'll just write C and then the next element, and you will know that there's only 1 element. And for fluorine, it's fluoride again, because it's the second element and ends with ide. And tetra means 4 if you look at this chart. So there will be a 4 for the 4 next to the fluorine at the F, and this formula will be CF with the suffix with 4, CF4 for carbon tetrafluoride. If we look at another example, this one will be phosphorus triiodide. Phosphorus has a chemical formula of P, and iodine has a chemical formula of I, but iodine changes to iodide. There's no prefix in front of the phosphorus, which means that we can assume that there's one phosphorus element in this compound. So you just write a P, and then and then for iodine, you write an I, and there's the prefix tri in front of it, which means that there's 3 iodine elements. So you write a 3 next to the I, and when you put those 2 components together, you get Pi3 for this formula. And for the last one, we will be looking at diboron hexahydride. So we know that boron has a chemical element symbol of B, and hydride, which is hydrogen that changed into hydride because the IDE suffix was added to it, has a chemical symbol of H. So there's a prefix di in front of the boron, which means that there's two elements, and you write a 2 next to it. And for the hydrogen part, hydride, there's a hexa. Hexa means 6, so you put a 6 next to the H. And when you put those two together, you get B2H6, and this will be your chemical formula for diboron hexahydride. Thank you.